Today I face Grandmaster Robert Hess, a well-known commentator and streamer. This game was played in Title Tuesday a few years ago. At the time I was just learning streaming and my ratings were quite low. Still, the game was both interesting and instructive. Let's take a look. I was white, I played d4, g6, c4, bishop c7, knight c3, c5, d5, and now he took on c3. This line is actually quite an interesting one because black is giving bishop pair away and tries to get some benefits from this structure. Actually, white has to play very actively after f5, and the idea is to play e4 to get some advantage from this bishop pair. I can show one line which white should avoid. If white plays e3, this is already a mistake. According to the computer, position is already equal, and there is a great chance that white doesn't have a clear plan to follow after e3, because this e3 is blocking this diagonal, c3 is blocking this diagonal, and there is no future with bishop a3 because this c5 pawn can be easily defended by d6, and that is the reason that this bishop is a very bad one. For example, if black plays like knight f6, white can play knight f3, d6, bishop e2, castling, castling. And now, if black goes knight e4, the best idea is to bring knight on king's side and maybe g5, g4, and try to create some attack, because white doesn't have chances to create anything on queen side. And one important thing is that this pawn is untouchable, you can say so. For example, here, if white plays like h3, it's not a good move, but just to make it clear, black should do something like this. This is already a big mistake, and now we can see that according to the computer, white's position gets much better, and the reason is that this bishop is going to be a monster on this diagonal. Even though white is losing his bishop pair, it's not a problem because bishop on b2 is giving very good prospects to create kingside attack, and there is long-lasting compensation because of that. Okay, back to the game. In the game I played e4 and he took on e4. Now I played queen c2, which is actually a slight mistake because queen c2 is not needed. I don't really need to defend this pawn because in many cases it helps me to create attack on that with that diagonal, and this might be a waste of time. Instead, I should continue with f3 to keep position as open as possible, and then put my bishop here, castling, bishop d2, queen here, rook here, or something like this. And as you can see, computer likes white's position a lot. Okay, in the game I played queen c2, and here queen a5, f3, knight f6, and here I played bishop to d2. This was again a slight mistake because I could sacrifice this c3 pawn with the idea to take here. Okay, if knight takes here, I can't really take this knight because then there is a fork, but I can play bishop d3, and now this is not a problem. I can pin the knight and white is winning. Or if there is this kind of trade, then the knight is pinned with this diagonal. So this pawn is untouchable, but even there is a chance to take this, white could have good compensation because the long diagonal is open for the bishop. Okay, but in the game I played bishop d2 and now he played d6. I took on e4, knight d7, and this was played because black tries to get good grip on the center, and if black could get that kind of grip, then this bishop pair is not so effective anymore. I played knight f3 and knight g4 is very logical move. The idea is to follow with knight e5. I played h4 and my idea was play h5. I think so, because if I can create a weakness on g6, e5 ideas might be possible, and the h file is useful for my rook. The downside is that this knight is having good outpost on g4, and actually I think this was a move I missed, because now h5 is not working anymore, and there is lots of weaknesses in white's camp. The position is now equal. I played bishop d3. I think my idea was to play e5 in good moment to sacrifice g6, and there might be some tactical prospects. But after bishop d7, there is nothing real. Black is going to get in long castle, and if white does the same, there is a few tactical problems, and also white's king's position, it's not so safe than black's position, and that's why I think black is already getting some edge. Just a few ideas after e5. Black can and should take with e5, should take with pawn to e5, and now if white sacrifice the bishop, king d8 is the right move to play, because then king can escape. But here, for example, king f8, then everything works for white. There is checkmate threat, and if bishop goes here, the checkmate will follow this way, and if knight goes here, then this check, and the idea is to take the knight and then play queen f7. If the rook is needed on f file, white can castle, for example, and this is winning very quickly. But okay, in the game I didn't even try this, because it's actually I played this one. Okay, I remember wrongly here, because I thought this kind of idea happened later. But okay, e5 was my move, and after d takes e5 I just made a short castle. Okay, this game was played a few years ago, so I can't remember everything. And now this was a kind of surprise, but a good surprise for me, because this bishop is a little bit misplaced on a4, and now white can play queen b1, hit to the b7 pawn, and then even black can castle here. The bishop would be much more useful on this diagonal, Now I played rook e1, but there was a chance to play knight g5 to get here, and it seems that this is giving some edge for white. Anyway, rook e1 was played, and we both had played quite quickly because we had almost 2 minutes each. Okay, he played queen c7 to get queen in the right place. Actually here it's already some ideas to play e4, maybe with rook f8, and if knight jumps to h5, this knight can be taken if there is queen h4, queen f2 ideas. Okay, it takes many moves, but these moves are very useful in other ideas also. Queen b2, I don't know why I did this, but one option might be that the idea was play queen a3 and take this pawn and create some counter play. Rook f8, bishop e4. I think here I realized that I have to block this diagonal. If I take this pawn or give a chance to this pawn to advance, then queen can join the attack, and that was the reason to block this diagonal. He took here and played knight f6. This is a clever idea, I think, because now if I take this, I played rook e2, but if I take here, he can play knight g4, and I have to be very precise, because if I do something like this, he can already sack the rook and then give a checkmate. And here actually this e5 pawn is quite similar than c3 pawn was in those lines which I showed earlier. Okay, rook e2 was played, and now e4. But now I have a knight h2, which prevents knight g4, and here this was probably a move he missed, because now he thought a long time, like 30 seconds, which can be very costly in this kind of games and this kind of positions. Okay, bishop d7 is a good idea to bring the bishop back to the game. I played rook f1, knight h5, I took on e4, he played bishop f5, there is no fork because I can take here and take even here. Every squares are defended by rook, knight and bishop. My queen is a little bit out of play, but there is some chances to create tactics with the rook. In the game he played bishop f5, rook e1, and as we see he is already in severe time trouble, but in Title Tuesday games you can have 1 second per move increment, and if you play quick enough you are not going to lose on time, and he didn't. Anyway, bishop d3, I took on f8, he took back, and now bishop g5, and now he probably missed something, maybe this knight, because maybe it was this knight because it's covering f1 square, so I can take on e7, and now it's actually white's king, I mean black's king, which is more danger than white's. b6, and now queen d2. The idea was to hit the bishop and try to push this pawn forwards, and also now I'm giving some extra support in defense. He took on c4, I played d6, bishop b5. Actually, white is winning in many ways here, and he's in serious time trouble, so something has to be played here, and it was bishop b5, d7. White's plan is very easy to play. Now what black can't take here, white can just takes and gives a checkmate on b7. He played king d8, and the last move was rook e8. Double check, and he resigned here. If king goes to c7, I can just promote, and checkmate will follow in few moves. Okay, that was the story of this game. Thanks for watching.